Welcome to episode 2, Second Draft Cinema. Rich, how you doing?
Why
my
are you
friend?
doing? Why are you pausing like that? Why you're doing these either William Shatner-esque or Christopher Walken-esque pauses. I mean,
Well,
they're saying we got to keep the intro short, and you're actually purposely elongating it.
well, you're reacting to it, which is making it longer.
Of course,
You
I've
don't
got to
have
react
to react
to it.
to
Of course, I've got to react to it. Because if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna start the episode either doing Walken or Shatner, you got to do it for the whole episode. You got to maintain it. You got to commit to the bit.
Commit to the bit.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to commit to the bit.
Ah, see, that's why you'll never make it as an impressionist.
Good, because I haven't tried. So we're 0 for 0. there is no loss there. I have not lost anything because I have yet to try. So we're good. But yes, we are back for episode 2. Like we talked about on the last show, we're going to run through the Jurassic family of episodes to celebrate the eventual release of Jurassic World Rebirth. We just figured it would be a good yay. Honestly, the first movie I've been like super excited for since Super Mario Brothers.
The recent Super Mario's or the original 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie?
Both equally. Well, I guess the other movie that I was really excited for, I was really excited for it, but I never saw it in theaters, and that was just time and schedule. It actually was Twisters. I was actually, I really wanted to see it in theaters, but we just didn't because my wife was kind of on the fence about it, I think.
Right. So, I forgot. I forgot this. I was going to message you about this, but May 23rd. That's when Fountain of Youth drops.
Ooh.
And you know what will happen? We'll watch it. First time we watch it, both of us, it's going to be together.
The problem is it's on Apple.
Don't worry.
Boobala. That movie looks
Life
fantastic.
Finds a way.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you have it.
But no, seriously.
Yeah, that movie.
That's one we'll watch together, and don't worry about it. Okay.
It's like John Krasinski, Treasure Hunter, Guy Ritchie.
You've got a massive hard on for John Krasinski.
Krasinski's like the perfect, like in my opinion, he's like as far as like the action hero, because he is kind of a callback to the classic 90s action hero where there was comedy involved. Like he has that personality where he can be quirky and he can be funny, but he can also be badass. And that was like Bruce, that was all those guys. And it was like that.
I don't think Sly or Arnie could ever do quirky.
No.
So it's not all those guys.
I mean, Arnold could do it. Like Arnold,
he could do funny, but he couldn't do quirky.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. Well, but that was the point. Is like the action comedies or the action comedies of the past were like really unique and they were great. And then now it's either stupid comedy or straight action, and you're kind of just, I don't know. But anyways, for me, John is that he's got those two halves of that kind of classic.
So for you, John is daddy. John Krasinski is daddy for you.
He kind of is like what Brendan Fraser was to a generation, and like he could like where Brendan was.
Oh no! He's the new Brendan Fraser.
He plays both.
Yeah, no, I totally
really
see.
Well.
Yeah, because see, yeah, no, I totally get that because you could definitely do, like if you were to do a remake of the '99 Mummy, you could definitely do Krasinski as Rick O'Connell. Yeah, no, I see it. No, okay, I agree. I mean, we're good.
Yeah. Because I always said like that's where like because you have Jim from The Office, but then you have John Krasinski from 13 Hours. No, but you have the two halves of that actor that is in there where his comedic chops are amazing.
The first proper thing I saw Krasinski in that made me take notice, it was A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
And then it was 13 Hours, and then it was Jack Ryan. Yeah. What else has he done?
Like he's so good at both roles, and that's.
I think it's just because it's him it's just him. You know, there are some people you meet and they're very one track, one note, whereas he is This is going to sound really bad, but he's a fully fleshed human.
It's true. So,
anyway.
he's not. Speaking of One Trick Pony.
Oh.
The star of tonight's movie.
So hey, come on. Pete Postlethwaite was not a One Trick Pony.
Okay, but he's not the star of this movie.
For me, he is.
Okay.
The moment he comes barreling, before he comes on the screen, you're like, oh, this is fine. The moment he comes barreling onto the movie, he literally comes barreling into the movie. You sit there and go, now we got a movie.
Well, yeah, we talked about that last time with Bob Peck, and we're just like, it's the same.
Everything's fine. It's an okay movie.
The warden takes the cake in both movies.
Yeah, then you get Bob Peck comes in, and you're like, oh, now we've got a movie.
Now we have the glue in the movie, that like the piece that was missing. And
that's what I was saying. Now we got a movie. Before we had a film. Now we've got a movie.
Sure.
Well, you know the difference between a film and a movie, right?
I mean, I use those two words very interchangeably, and I know they're not supposed to be, but
no. So a film is something you sit there and go, okay, or it makes you think. So think like Memento. That's a film.
Yeah. So I don't like films.
Exactly. A movie is literally you sit there and go,
entertainment.
Big kaboom.
Yeah, entertainment.
Boobies. Even bigger kaboom.
Even bigger.
Yeah, but that's the difference.
I was like, you're missing one.
movies is entertainment.
Well, technically, you're missing two, but yes.
No, I wasn't missing them. Visualize.
Now, another great start.
No, perfect start. This is the perfect start to this movie, which is just like us, all over the place.
Yeah, and then for those who did not read the episode title,
or see the opening screen.
Yeah, this is what I affectionately call Jurassic Park 2.
Everyone calls it Jurassic Park 2.
It's the
only pretentious
title.
Dicks call it
the Lost
the full
World
title.
Jurassic Park. Yeah, I know. So, but yes, we are running through the gambit of the Jurassic family of movies. This is obviously the next movie, so we're doing it now. What I can guarantee, I know, right? Very awestruck and shocking.
It sounded like you're like, I don't want to do it, but we're gonna do it.
Well, I mean, if I'm gonna choose to watch them, you're gonna watch it and you're gonna like it. But,
and then we're gonna have the discussion about it, and we'll go home happy.
That's why we're doing the discussion during it, so we don't have to do it after.
You know what I mean.
I know. But yes, and unlike last episode, there's plenty that we need to fix. So we will be rewriting this movie in real time.
Except for Pete Postlethwaite.
Yes. Yeah, Roland.
And probably also another Pete in the movie, Peter Stormare.
Yeah, Stormer.
As Dieter.
Yes. So.
All right. So without further ado, shall we?
Mr. Richard, let's hit that play button.
Okay.
Oh, Lord help
me. I really
me.
hope that people at home who watch this enjoy us as much as we enjoy each other.
Or at least try to enjoy the movie and just mute. You could just mute us and just look at us. As long as you're watching, I don't care if the volume's on. What?
No, you said as long as you're watching, so you like to be watched.
Yes.
Without the volume on.
Without the volume on. I prefer silent pictures.
Even without the little piano.
Yeah. As long as you talk like this when you introduce them. Whatever. That's all. That voice is always in my head when I come see the movie.
Isla Sona, 87 miles southwest of Isla Nublar.
Yeah,
Actually,
This confused the hell out of me because, again, I didn't read the books when I first saw these movies.
But they don't even mention
like,
any other islands in the first movie. So, of course, you don't know.
My brain goes, wasn't it Isla Nublar? I'm like,
yeah.
Like, where is Isla?
I have to admit, I do love it just then. You get the waves crashing into the rocks and a dinosaur roar.
Yeah, you get the roar.
But this is a good opening, though. Unlike the previous movie, this is a good opening. No, it is. It is.
Yeah. I do like it when a pretentious English couple.
And it's even better because that's the villain from Galaxy Quest. Dad. Yeah. It is.
I thought you were talking about the little girl. Sorry. She was on the screen when you were talking about that.
No, but the dad sitting there in his chair, that's the villain from Galaxy Quest.
Now, I don't know a lot about boats, but that boat doesn't look like it's designed for these kind of seas.
No, it isn't. And I think there's a lot of things to set up that these guys are idiots and deserve what's about to happen.
Yeah. Is that a pontoon?
Is that a what?
A pontoon? You know, the thing that it's a boat that's got the two like rafts, like floats.
I think so. I thought a pontoon was actually a floating thing that you could stand on.
No, a pontoon boat is like a deck with like two floaty things underneath it. They're made for like cruising.
No, I don't think that's a pontoon. I don't think that was a pontoon.
Yeah, it just either way, it did not look. Yeah. I was like, wow, that cove is kind of.
Oh yeah, no, and I mean, you're on an island you've never been to before, and you're letting your little girl walk around barefoot.
And apparently, the captain and deck crew know nothing of these islands.
Well, no, British. But what gets me is the Costa Rican government. They don't have a navy. They don't have anything like saying, "Nah, no fly, no boat."
Yeah. Or that's just a miscue from the production team.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just the Costa Ricans. And if there's any Costa Ricans or the Costa Rican government watching it, don't come after me. Fictional movie. I think this is good because it gets right to the horror. It gets right to the dinosaurs.
Yeah. But it also shows you this is like the hint at something worse to come with the compies.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, for Mr. Stormer. The greatest on-screen depiction of Satan ever made. Peter Stormer.
And one of the greatest jump cuts in the history of cinema.
Oh, this? Yeah, this was good.
3, 2, 1, jump cut. It works. But as you said at the end of the last episode, and we're going to start this to get this out of the way now, the jump from character from being, mathematician rock star to depressed normal mathematician.
Yeah, no longer rock star.
Yeah, for Ian Malcolm, it's just too big a jump. And also, he didn't look that tall in the first movie.
I think everyone was just super short. I think all the stand-ins were just tiny.
But the set looks tiny too.
Yeah,
he always hit his head as he walked in.
He got those leg extensions that all them Hollywooders were getting back in the late 90s.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But the only thing I can say for like maybe what was going through the writers and producers' minds when it came to the evolution and transformation of Ian Malcolm was maybe how the events of the first movie humbled him.
Oh yeah, it's 100% that. But
and it's like trauma, like it changed his chemistry.
But, I mean, his whole character arc throughout the series just makes no sense.
Well, that's why I know that's not true, because it's also just because now that he is front and center, he has to act like the front and center star. So he can't.
But he was front but he's front and center in Independence Day, and he doesn't act like this. He acts like, well, Goldblum.
Yeah. See, to me, this is more David from Independence Day than it is Ian Malcolm.
Yep.
Because it's just Jeff, and this was Jeff back when Jeff was like relatively normal.
Yeah, and then
Jeff got really Jeff a few years after this.
Yep.
Like 5-6 years after this, Jeff got real.
Once the roles started to kind of dry up, and he realized,
he became more of a cult figure than a current.
Yeah.
Now, and Jeff got real. Jeff.
Now, from last episode, do you remember her name?
Ariana.
There you go. Good boy.
Yeah. I still don't remember his name. All I know is the bowl cut with the really uncomfortable looking shirt.
It's Joseph Mazzello.
Joseph Mazzello, yeah. You said Joe, and I'm like, it's definitely not Joe. Joseph, yeah, but Joseph, okay.
He's friends.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, and I have to admit, he's a good corporate baddie.
Very good.
Artist Howard.
Good. Yeah, very good.
It's
an awkward place for a desk.
True. But the staging of this little moment is good, though.
Yeah. Could you imagine Ian doing this scene with the sunglasses and the chewing gum and the like the Ian mannerisms from the first movie?
Yeah.
No.
But see, in the book, it's Alan Grant. It's not Malcolm.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, and it's the reason Alan, right? It's just Alan from
memory, it was Sam Neill was busy doing something else.
Merlin.
I think so.
Merlin No, Merlin wasn't before Jurassic Park, right?
No, Merlin was after it. That was like 97, 98, 99, something like that. That was a good miniseries.
Merlin was great.
Yeah. But see, growing up,
is that AMC?
No idea. We don't have AMC out here. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But see, growing up as a kid, for me, corporate greed and corporate evil were personified by two people. Him in this movie, and then John Larroquette in Richie Rich as the villain.
Macaulay Culkin, right? That one?
Yeah.
That was a fun movie.
Yeah. When you're a kid, it's a great movie. As you get older, you start going, oh, piss off, Richie.
Yeah.
Obnoxious little twerp.
Yeah, and then it was the douchey actor from the era who was from Little Rascals that was in it too. He was the villain in Little Rascals, the rich kid, Donald Trump's son from the Little Rascals. You never saw the remake of the Little Rascals from that era, from the 90s?
No, I never saw it. No.
Oh.
But the villain, the main villain in the Richie Rich movie was John Larroquette.
Yeah, but was it his son maybe in that movie? The kid with the glasses?
No, there was no
other kid?
No.
Because it was him and the girl. It was Richie and the girl, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm getting the actors wrong. Was it Macaulay Culkin?
Yes, that was Macaulay Culkin.
Okay.
And Jonathan Hyde, he was Cadbury.
Yeah.
That was my introduction to Jonathan Hyde, actually. That and then Jumanji.
Amazing. Yeah.
And then, of course, Mummy 99.
Watching these movies back to back, it is shock. It's just, we've talked about it. It's shocking watching Ian Malcolm on screen right now. It's so different. And it's like,
it's a different character. It's a completely different character. Anything that makes it, the only things that make it Ian Malcolm is the fact that everyone calls him Ian or Malcolm.
Well,
and it's Jeff Goldblum.
And it's the voice. Yeah. Because it's still.
But you could take this character, replace it with anyone else. You could have made it Henry Wu. And it would still work. You could make it. I was supposed to say you could make it Samuel L. Jackson, but he died.
Just Sam Neill, and he's Samuel Jackson. It threw me off for a second.
Yeah, no, but Sam Neill, yeah, that's the thing. Sam Neill makes more sense as being this sort of character because it's like that in the first movie. But the thing is, you see, you get the first movie,
new ones.
You see this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you see this movie, and this is completely not Malcolm.
No.
And then you get his cameo in Fallen Kingdom. where he's all bearded and still ultra serious, and then you get to Dominion, and it's not Ian Malcolm; it's just full on Goldblum.
Jeff.
Yeah, just Jeff.
Not Jeff, but Jeff.
Yes, Jeff.
And this is one of your least favorite on-screen couple romances in cinema history.
And I am completely unfair. Oh no! Look, I believe Hammond and Malcolm have a relationship. I believe it. Look at the way he's holding onto his arm. It is.
I'm pretty sure that just means he needs support. He's
but I know I'm unfair to Julianne Moore, but just everything about her character in this movie, I just want to.
The character's not good.
I just want to shoot her in the head. I want to beat her to the bricks.
Was there a female lead in The Lost World?
It's actually two characters. They took two characters from the Crichton book and combined them for Harding.
Gotcha.
And it's one of those things. Even Julianne Moore has said that, the only reason she made the movie was because she had to pay for a very messy divorce and she wanted to work with Spielberg.
What's so sad too is all of the actors in this movie are all really good actors.
Oh, come on.
Vince Vaughn is good.
The girl isn't.
Julianne Moore is a good actress.
The other girl.
Oh, the daughter. Child actor. Child actor. I don't take them seriously until it gets to,
until they get to the drugs and rehab stage. Gotcha.
It's the Disney Channel effect.
But
look, Richard Attenborough, Jeff, like you watch this movie.
Richard Schiff, Eddie in this. He's the MVP. He's the MVP. Pete Postlethwaite. They,
Eddie got done dirty in this.
We'll get
there. We'll get there.
Just like the nanny. Just like the nanny in Jurassic World.
Yeah. Zara.
Yeah. I think that's a dirtier death than poor Eddie.
No, mostly because I liked Eddie. Like Zara, I didn't really care.
Yeah, no, but see, I think she got a dirtier death because it's so over the top. To me,
that was an appropriate death.
That's a villain death. That's a villain death, though.
Well, you had all those dinos flying around or reptiles flying around, and you're waiting for somebody to get it like hardcore from one of them. And so far, it's kind of chaotic. So you're like waiting, and then you're like, "Uh-oh, it's going to be her."
It's to maintain. That's a death for that's a villain death, not a poor, not even secondary character.
I mean, she's British, and she wasn't going to let her fiance have a bachelor party because all his friends are animals. So maybe she is the closet villain.
No. There's no closet villains in that movie. There's only two villains. That's Henry Wu and Vinny.
And Vinny D'Onofrio, aka
Big V.
Big V.
The D man. Oh no, we're not calling him that.
Big D. So serious, Ian.
And then you get this.
So serious.
But then you get this heroic, triumphant music, and you're like, the way Ian's acting is not heroic. That's a man who's just going, "What? My girlfriend's here? Can't have her having an adventure. Got to go get her."
Can't let those girls have any time for themselves.
No.
I was going to go back into the voice and do a girl thing, but we're not going to go down that road.
you just open the door, step through the door, do it.
No, because then I'll just step through the door and it'll swing back and hit me in the face.
I'll hold it open for you.
Oh, thanks. Here comes the MVP of the movie.
And no, he's not the MVP.
No, Eddie. No. Mr. Vaughn.
But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Think about this. Eddie just said, we're 2 weeks out. We're 2 weeks. Now I'm 2 weeks behind schedule. I haven't field tested anything because of Ian and his inability to let his girlfriend be on this island with all these horrible, terrible beasties, which she's already been there for a couple of days. So clearly she can survive. He's causing the death of one of the greatest characters in movie history.
He's thinking with his heart, not his head.
I don't care, but because of Ian.
And here is the worst on-screen relationship in Rich's. Sorry, I had to repeat
That's
that.
not the worst on-screen relationship.
I mean, she's
just an annoying teenager. I don't care. I can tune her out.
No, yeah, the Spielberg insistent on having family dynamics in every freaking movie he's ever made is not every movie, but most movies.
I was about to say, I don't remember seeing that in Schindler's List.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there were kids at that concentration camp.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you don't get to meet the family. You don't get this sort of stuff.
He killed a lot of them in Jaws.
Yeah, true. I think the worst time Spielberg's had that influence on any franchise.
Crystal Skull.
No, worse. No. Worse.
Uh-oh.
Transformers.
I liked Sam Witwicky.
Maybe in the first movie, but you don't need him in the second. You definitely don't need him in the third.
You don't need any of the human characters after the first movie.
That's the thing. That's a series about giant robots battling each other. Perfect for Michael Bay. And then bloody
you have to have people because it's on freaking Earth.
No, you have the military.
What they should have done is they should have just made a movie like an actual Beast Wars movie where it was prehistoric Earth, so then there's no people. It's just robots fighting and dinosaurs everywhere, and let them go at it.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing that you could tell Michael Bay is like, yep, I know exactly how to make a movie. And then Spielberg comes in and says, no, the movie. You know what the movie's really about? A boy in his first car.
That I didn't like. That I didn't mind because there was some comedy within that worked.
But
no. But like this is
way worse.
This
was
was
unnecessary.
Yeah, it's unnecessary, borderline nauseating because it's just like you're watching it going, I just don't care.
Yeah,
I just
and
if this was rated R, she dies like horribly.
Yeah, she should have.
It's not R. So
yeah, she's there doing that flippy gymnastic stuff, and she then spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen the movie, but she's there and she takes out a raptor. No, the raptor should have just bit her leg and pulled her off and then tore her to shreds.
Would have worked out because Ian wasn't really in any more movies until
Malcolm is not a good father.
Oh, he's terrible.
He's gaslighting her throughout that conversation.
And he talks about, what does he have? 3 kids in the first movie, and he's looking for the future Mrs. X or ex Mrs. Malcolm.
Yeah. He collects marriages and families like they're Pokemons.
That's an acceptable analogy.
Oh, and what would happen if it was unacceptable? Nah, I got you there. Nah.
I'll tell you what. Go to commercial. That was a good transition, like with her looking at the map and then it going down to
this and yeah.
Great scene. I like that with the trucks on the ship. Like again,
that's a shot. No, that's scene. That's a shot.
It's a shot, but it's a moving picture.
That's still a shot. A scene is what we're about to have on the boat.
Gotcha. It's a great shot.
The T-Rex, the double T-Rex attack. That's a scene.
But if you pause it, it's a shot. Rich is like, why did I agree to do this with you?
Wait, I could have said no.
I like this. I like this scene. This is good. It's also Eddie.
Richard Shipp is great.
Yeah.
That's a great line.
Yeah.
There's another kid. And there's
he agreed to drop them off at this island, and he still brought his son.
Yeah. Family business. But look, he looks like Senor Spielbergo.
You're right. Where is the Bumblebee Man?
That's what the kid grows up to be. We did 27 takes, and that was the best one.
Senor Spielberg. Oh, I completely forgot about that. That's good.
He looks it. He looks it. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, he does look like a Latin Spanish Steven Spielberg. Especially back in the day when Spielberg had the beard and
See, now I've just ruined this movie for everyone.
Senor Spielberg.
Because you got to watch the movie again at some point, and that's going to pop up in that little voice. You're going to hear me go, Senor Spielberg.
So nobody once checked the damn RV for the girl. Like nobody went back in that RV since they've offloaded it, or since they loaded
just
it.
Just then, someone's in it driving it.
Well, yeah, that's my point. So they had to load it onto the boat.
Unless she's bribed them, but then that won't work.
She could be in like
because she can't have bribed them, because then their reaction is like, who the hell is this girl? So no one checked.
She's hiding. Yeah, for sure.
She must be.
But that's my point. Is I'm like, and depending on where they were sailing out of, it's not a quick trip in a ship like that, in a boat like that. They don't move fast. So she was in that RV she could have been in that RV for a day, maybe more.
I know.
Maybe that's why it's such a mess in a later scene. It was already a mess by the time they got in there the first time.
But someone got in just then to drive it.
Yeah. And yet the CGI still looks better than most modern movies.
Well, yeah, of course it does. This is ILM when they were just focusing on one or two movies a year, not all of the movies.
Like that's a great shot with it passing in front of them with the blur.
Yeah, this is a good shot. When same as during the T-Rex attack. During the T-Rex attack, when you get the T-Rex comes down next to Eddie's car and it's breathing. That's a good shot.
This is funny. That's Ian.
Yeah.
Like that's Ian. Like that's that kind of humor and that kind of like nervousness.
When he's snarky, it's Ian Malcolm. But when he's then dead serious and trying to be Mr. Heroic, it fails.
Yeah.
Not Ian Malcolm. Jeff Goldblum is not a heroic man actor thingy. This is the worst on-screen relationship in the world. They're so toxic to each other.
And they did the classic heroin reveal that Spielberg does in a lot of his movies. Like that music reminded me of the heroin reveals from, and I'm talking about female heroes, not, no. Heroin.
No, I'm just waiting for you to offer me some of the old.
Oh yeah.
To get me through this terrible performance.
Yeah. But that sound, that even the chime, the music in the background.
It's like it's John Williams. It's indie. Yeah, it's John Williams. I mean,
indie. It's Star Wars. It's John
Williams. Like honestly, the two best heroine reveals our boy Spielberg has ever done. It was Marion Ravenwood in Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then it was Elsa Schneider in Last Crusade.
Yeah, because you didn't have one in Temple of Doom because the movie starts with the heroine.
But honestly, that's the reveal.
But I'm talking about the classic Spielberg reveal with the camera shift, steady on the actress, and then that music in the background, the lovey-dovey music in the background.
Yeah. But honestly, she opens her mouth and I tune right out.
She was really good in Evolution.
Yeah. But I always feel I feel like I do. Like I'm a fan of Julianne Moore. I think she's great, but she sucks in this, and it's because of the character. It's because of the directing. Direction. Yeah. It's the character and the direction.
Yeah, the character.
That's what it is. This is not as good as the Triceratops animatronic from the first movie.
No, but it's also the themes of the movie, right? So her in Evolution, she was told just go over the top, be as funny as you could possibly be, because it's comedy. Their words,
and she did it well.
No, she did, but in this movie, you have to be more reserved with some of that because it's not a comedy.
But also, this is 97 and Evolution is 2001.
Yeah. I mean,
people evolve and get better as they age as far as actors go.
Well, to me, that's not anything on her. It's just it's the styles of the movies and what she's allowed to do.
Well, that's why I said it's not her. Like no. I blame the way the characters are written. I blame the direction.
Yeah, you crap on her a lot, but it's not personal towards her. It's
no. I'm a fan of Julianne Moore. Like Evolution, Kingsman 2. She's great as Poppy, the villainess in that movie.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I've got no problem with Julianne. Like if I met Julianne Moore, I'd be like thrilled. I'd be awesome. You know, autograph, photo, all that.
Yeah.
I just think this character sucks.
Yeah. But like you said, that was also because she is combined with multiple characters, and that's never...
It's two characters combined, and yeah.
Never going to work out.
Well, no, it can work if the characters are very similar, but these are two completely opposite characters. And who doesn't know how many, with the roll of film, how many they've got left? Because she just took a photo. She went to take another one, and it starts to roll. She should have checked. She should know, like, because there's that little number in the dial that shows you how many film you got, how much film you got left.
Whoosh with the dust, and then this scene's great. This shot, boom, and then they do that. They do a callback to that in Jurassic World.
Yeah.
With Blue.
And we're not going to get to see the dinosaurs run away. They just run. They just disappear.
Well, it's Spielberg, so you can't have the dinosaurs on screen for too long in a dinosaur movie.
Yeah, I know.
What did the last time we talked about Jurassic Park specifically in a 2+ hour movie, the dinosaurs are on screen for, what is it, like 17 minutes?
No, that was Godzilla.
No, but I think it's like almost the exact same in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, in the Godzilla 2014, it was like 2.5
minutes. It's like
it's a 2.5 hour long movie, and Godzilla's in it like going 14 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's like,
which is just atrocious. Whereas in Godzilla 98, the Matthew Broderick, Godzilla's in it a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, for Jurassic Park 1, it's something like
it maybe 20
minutes.
or 21, maybe. Or no, I think it was like 17. It was under 20 minutes.
Yeah, which for that movie is more than enough.
Yeah, that movie works.
Here, throw dinosaurs at the screen. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, well, especially when you don't have Sam Neill, you don't have
Bob Peck.
Laura Dern. You don't have as potent as a cast. Samuel Jackson, just throw the whole cast in there. Wayne Knight, everybody. Because even when Wayne Knight's on screen, you're paying attention.
Yeah. Here,
when Sam Jackson is closed up, and he's on looking at the computer with the glass, you're paying attention. Here,
there are stakes. Here, there aren't stakes.
And that's why you need the dinosaurs. Yeah. You need the dinosaurs to help kind of fill that in.
Another example of fine parenting with Ian Malcolm trying to gaslight his daughter.
That's good coffee.
Is that from the Highlands Coffee?
Yeah, Highlands Coffee Company. No, this is from the Templeton Rye Coffee Company.
Oh, I haven't had their coffee. Is it recommend?
It's finished in tequila casks, so it's very good.
Very nice. I'll have to see if I can get some.
Yeah. That's a great whiskey for anybody.
I'm drinking
Bro Coke.
Yeah, I'm just drinking. I'm drinking just regular Bro.
I had a Dude Coke Zero this afternoon.
Oh no! See, I got 2 cans of this of the Bro. I'm broing it up.
I had Dude Coke earlier.
I mean, okay, so you said in the opening there was a lot we're going to talk about fixing. So let's start fixing this movie.
We kind of have been, because we've been crapping on it and telling people why it's not good, or
not.
I would say why parts of it haven't been good. The movie as a whole is fine.
Okay,
it's entertaining.
Yeah,
that's all. That's number one on my list. Is it entertaining?
As I said, once Pete Postlethwaite comes rolling into this movie, then you go, we got a movie.
And right now, all I care about right now is Eddie.
Yeah.
Because every time he opens his mouth, I'm like, it's could just turn it to on. Like it's just like they saved all the great lines for him.
Yeah.
And
although I have to admit,
him
Vince Vaughn had one of my favorite lines.
Vince is good in this movie. His character isn't great, but Vince is good.
Yeah, he just disappears without no reason though.
Yeah, like the end he just kind of vanishes.
Yeah, the girl disappears too. Eddie disappears. Down to T-Rex Scarlet. Oh yeah,
two T-Rex.
Well, one half goes one way, the other half goes the other. But
that is
you're right. We've been crapping on. We've been talking about how bad this movie is and why it's bad, but we haven't actually said what we would do to fix it. Is it fixable?
Well, yeah. So if we're gonna just like tear it down and start over, it is what Hollywood needs to do, what they did not do for Mummy 3, and they recast Rachel Weisz because of her schedule. You freaking wait for Sam Neill to become available. Like number one, that's what you do.
Sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes you can't wait because of
Spielberg can do what he wants. He owns the property. Spielberg can do it.
No, he can't do what he wants because he still has beholden to the investors, the producers, the studio.
Isn't he more or less the investor in this because of Jurassic Park and Amblin and all that stuff?
No.
And he was the investor in Jurassic Park, basically.
Yeah, he was, but in this, no, because of how successful the first movie was, for certain things, because they, it was very much a case of, they said to him, make the sequel.
Great here. She's great here because she's a good actress.
Oh, this part with her? Yeah. See, if Harding was more like this for the whole movie, where she's like, screw you, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I would have no issue with the character. But she makes all the dumbest...
Wait. There we go. Great line.
but the problem with Sarah Harding, she makes all the wrong decisions that causes all the biggest problems to happen.
And she's supposed... And remember, her introduction from John Hammond is that she knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah, and yet because of one mistake she makes, she costs the life of the second best character in this movie. Because the first best character is about to come rolling into the film.
Yeah, she cost Eddie his life.
Yeah, because of her. Yeah, and the whole thing Hammond said was, "You're there."
And then the third best character dies later because of her as well.
Yes.
Peter Stormer.
Yeah,
she's responsible for that.
yeah, no, she is, and that's the thing. That's the thing.
Like, I guess Vince Vaughn responsible for
Hammond. But Hammond tells it's her. But Hammond tells her.
Wait.
Oh, this is one of the best.
Yeah,
best character introductions.
Best character introduction of the movie.
All right.
Great camera shot right there. Great shot.
Shh. Sorry. I just love Peter Postlethwaite is great with this. Here he comes.
We have a good day. Keep it. A buck. He's so good. He's so good.
Okay. And that tells you everything about the character. That is perfect writing of any character introduction. It tells you everything about him.
This is the best sequence in this whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
By far.
Yeah, okay, no. Second best sequence is then the long grass.
Elvis.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Friar Tuck.
Yeah. Friar Tuck first, then it's the Pompadour.
This is such a great sequence. It's a dinosaur movie, everybody.
Yeah.
Look at them all.
He comes rolling. He comes in, and then it's like, now we've got a movie.
Yeah. Exactly. It's exactly what you said. As soon as Bob Peck showed up in Jurassic Park, it became a movie. As soon as Petey Boy shows up, it became a movie.
Like, look at Alice Howard there. He's having a blast.
Yeah. This was a great character.
Yep.
Paleontologist. He's awesome. He's so good. Pachycephalosaurus.
Briar Tuck.
I did not have a Pachycephalosaurus in Fracture though. I had a Stygimoloch. I love the Stygimoloch from Fallen Kingdom.
I
wanted.
Yeah, I had a chicken tikka the other day, but you don't see me bragging about it.
Chicken tikka. Tikka masala.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you're talking about some chicken dinner you had.
Stygimoloch.
And now you wish you made that joke.
From the river Styx, I think, is what the dinosaur's name translates to. Because of the spikes.
But I mean, yeah, this is definitely now a movie.
You are not hitting that animal. I don't care how many shots you take. You are not hitting that animal. Although a tranq rifle is very lightweight, but dude, these guys are bouncing around like crazy.
Hey, we got a movie now. Shut up.
Oh, we got a movie now. 100%.
Yeah, so come on. Now we're being entertained. And that's the thing.
Are we not entertained?
But that's the thing that annoys me so much about this movie.
I wasn't, but
basically, yeah, that's the thing that
I give this movie a lot of crap, and it's still not my least favorite Jurassic Park movie.
No, that's Dominion.
Dominion.
Yeah. See, Dominion's like this. It has one really awesome sequence.
Like, that's great. That shot of them watching them from the hill, the CGI, like, it's a great. Yeah. This
is a great. The thing I hate about this movie.
Okay.
I really hate this movie. Sorry, I'll be quiet.
It's just Pete.
He just throws away the paper.
Dude, it's his line execution is just S.
And I love it. I love it. Spielberg always said, like Pete, he wanted to work with Pete Postlethwaite. He wanted to work. So the character was tailor-made for Postlethwaite. And Spielberg has always said, Pete Postlethwaite was the best actor in the world.
But I have to give Pete credit. I have to give Bob credit too. A lot of classic actors get into movies like this.
They elevate movies like this.
No. But you get actors like these guys who are not known for like fantasy, like rompy, like our perfect example is like Michael Caine working for a paycheck, Alec Guinness working for a paycheck, like those guys. You get these guys, you can tell they are enjoying themselves.
Oh yeah.
Like they're having fun.
Well, you look back,
and that makes me happy because these are great actors. And sometimes the stories you hear and you're like, God, they hated what they like.
Yeah. And this is the thing I hate about this movie. We've had this great fun sequence.
Like when we finally saw the behind the scenes stuff, like not the behind the scenes stuff that made it to the DVD collection, the behind the scenes stuff that came out like a decade later of oh my God. Oh crap. Wow. I can't believe I forgot his name. The actor's name. Ian McClellan. And you saw like what he went through with Gandalf and how he hated it. Like he was just like
in the Hobbit movie.
In the Hobbit, yeah. And with the CGI and all that stuff. And you're just sitting here going, God, it breaks your heart. Cause like I loved those movies, and Gandalf. I mean, oh my God, he's a legendary actor. And then you see the stuff, and you're like in your heart and in your head, you're like, maybe because we're not actors, and for us, it feels like this should just be fun no matter what.
No, because he's used to working with the props and the other actors. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If you're surrounded by other people and the props and the world has been built, that's easy then to get into it. But when you're told, here, it's just you.
Yeah, you're alone on set for hours on end.
Yeah, it's just you with cardboard cutouts, and you're in a green void, and you're told to feel. No one can do that.
No. Well, that's why it's like when I hear like stories about these guys and how they genuinely enjoyed themselves, and it was a new experience, but it's also a lot of the stuff because Spielberg has always been, especially in this era, Spielberg relied heavily on practical stuff. So the actors were on set. They were on location.
Yeah.
And it's just the era of movie making too. This was our golden era, the 90s,
Yeah.
where it was our like
golden era of practical effects. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But the thing I was saying before you so rudely interrupted.
There was a ... and then I continued, and you
Yeah,
came in on the ...
yeah. See, now what I'm about to say doesn't matter because we're past the scene. The thing that I hate about this movie, we've had this great fun action scene with them chasing the dinosaurs. And you're there enjoying it. The music is fun. You got Postlethwaite throwing out his paperwork.
That rolling tempo.
All that. And then suddenly we cut to our heroes and they're all stone faced. And the whole thing then becomes a case of this is, serious. We should not, how dare you enjoy this? They're the bad guys.
All the fun I just had as a viewer is now feels wrong.
I'm being judged for enjoying it. And every time I watch this, I always think the same thing. The way you introduced the heroes wasn't fun. It was slow and pondering. The way you introduced your villains was the greatest thing ever. And then you're judging me for it. You're trying to make me feel bad for enjoying the villains.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Spielberg, Stevie, Boobala. You kind of got it mixed up.
Baby. Hey, Stevie, baby.
Stevie, Boobala. And this is why he doesn't call me back anymore.
Probably doesn't like to be called Stevie, number one. But
yeah,
there's probably a few other reasons.
I thought it was the Boobala.
Yeah, it could be the Boobala.
But and here's the other thing about this movie, where the part coming up makes no sense as far as the character goes. This part,
he's a terrorist. We talked.
But there's nothing. There's no hints. There's nothing to say. Suddenly, now Vince Vaughn, who is a secondary, probably a tertiary character, he's now our hero for this moment. Wouldn't your actual hero of the movie supposed to be supposed to be Ian Malcolm?
Because they don't have a hero for the movie. There is no proper hero in this movie.
No, but the way everything's done, Ian is supposed to be our main hero.
I know, but he's even less believable as a saboteur than Vince Vaughn because we don't know anything about. We don't know anything about. I don't remember. The hell's his name?
Nick Owen.
Nick Owen. Yeah, we don't know enough about Nick to be like.
That's the thing. That's
I
why
didn't see that coming. Ian, if Ian did this, I would be like, what? It's like,
well, no. See, in my head, it'd be what makes it better is this: is Ian is there watching this, and Harding's like, we got to do something about it, and he's like, what? What are we supposed to do? And she goes, we break him out, and then he goes, fine, and they have to figure out how to do it because just then it's all so easy.
Yeah, and it's also not Ian again. It's
true.
Now it's her. Now it's Sarah.
But it's still that thing of.
And I love how he gets increasingly drunker and drunker as this movie progresses.
I know.
But
what gets me is that you got this group of mercenaries, and there's no guards.
So many practical dinosaurs, just boom, boom.
But there's no guards. Boom. Where are the guards? You got millions of dollars here.
Yeah.
You should have people guarding it, or have a better locking mechanism.
I love big aggressive herbivores like that. There's so much, there's so many possibilities with dinosaurs like a Triceratops. I took full advantage of Triceratops and Fracture. It was.
Alex, we're having two separate conversations.
I'm watching the movie going, and you're trying to explain something. And
no, I'm trying to get you to help me fix the movie. I'm trying to do what you said we were going to do at the start of the thing. I feel like I'm back on Armchair Directors. Talking and you're not caring.
Who shall not be named. No, but I agree. The problem is this all comes down to this being a sequel of a beloved movie and then having basically no time for character introduction of basically a brand new cast. Because you got the proper character introduction in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And they did it right. In this case, you kind of just have to they had to, Or they could have just done it completely differently. But in this case, they just went.
No, they could have introduced all the characters properly.
Yeah, well,
They
they
could
did.
have.
They
could
did,
have.
and that's also the problem. We're learning
But
about these characters as the movie progresses, and that's
but
an
you
issue.
know who they did
You
introduce
see the bottle
properly?
of scotch? I didn't even realize there
Yeah.
was a bottle of scotch
Yeah.
next to the T-Rex. That's funny.
Because what happened was it was what's his name? The head of the villains,
Ludlow.
Artis Howard's character.
Yeah, Ludlow.
In a drunken moment, he breaks the T-Rex baby's leg.
In the book?
Staked there. It was staked there and just trying to and wandering around.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in a bit of a drunken moment, broke its leg.
Oh, so that was a nod to the book. That was a nod to the novel.
That's what's supposed to happen, yeah.
Gotcha.
But the only characters they give a proper introduction to, who's new, are the villains.
No.
I mean, that's cool. I always liked it when he throws the lock in the fire.
Yeah.
That's it. The villains get all the best get the best moments. They get most of the best lines. This movie is completely flipped.
No.
Then all the villains basically disappear, which sucks.
Yeah, because now it's the survival story and the villains aren't supposed to survive. So you're going to follow the heroes.
Yeah. And the villains are boring as all hell.
The heroes are.
Yeah, I kind of said, I think I mixed the two words together.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I said the villos.
Villos. I heard the V and then I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, no, yeah.
So is that like an anti-hero? Is a villo? Or is that like what I live in is a villa?
No.
And not the really
you
cool,
live in
like,
you live in the female version of a villo.
I live in a via. Double L is a yeah.
Yeah, so it's a via.
A via.
Not a veal.
Vio. Vio. Too many vowels. Vio. Via. Then you could just go full on Stallone or Tony Danza. Via. Vio.
But then you just go, but then you just go, yo.
Yo.
And every time I hear a yo, I go straight to Spaceballs.
Yeah. Or Egon. Yo.
No, for me, I go
From
Spaceballs more than
too.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. How many assholes do we have on this ship? Yo.
Yo.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes. Yeah.
Firing assholes.
Yes. And anybody that is still watching. We will get to.
Hey, I was trying to talk about this movie, but you were sitting there going.
You are more than welcome to talk about
dinosaurs.
I enjoy the movie. Like I said, it's still an entertaining movie. I still get lost in it. I still watch it. Like you said, this is a great shot too. She's in focus. He's not. With everything happening all around everybody, it's well, like it's Spielberg. It's well done.
Choreography,
color grading's amazing. Like everything.
Yeah,
looks
great.
Good.
It's great. It's Spielberg, top form Spielberg.
Yeah,
but this movie has
100%.
issues.
Oh yeah. And now she's apparently,
I know that's in. It's two characters put together, and it doesn't work because they didn't give enough of her background.
No.
See, I was going to say the way they could have kind of get around the shock of, well, not even the shock, but the perplexing moment of Nick Owen turning out to be a eco-terrorist at heart. In my second novel I ever wrote, Kaiju World, I actually have a group of eco-terrorists get onto the island to basically blows that they're the ones who release the monsters. You do something like that, where it's not one man.
In King of the Monsters, those are eco-terrorists too, right? Isn't that kind of the same thing?
Yeah, but that was a billionaire funding a group of mercenaries.
No, but it was the same eco-terrorism type thing where it was let the world figure it out on its own type of thing.
But you do that here where you have a group of people who you actively, as the audience, they can do this.
Nick should have been Elsa.
Yeah.
he could have been like an agent for the eco terrorists. He could have been a
that's
villain.
exactly what this movie needed. Alison Doody.
I got no problem with that.
Yeah, and have her play Nick Owen instead of it being Nick for Nicholas. It's Nicola.
Nicola. No, but like that would have been a really great rewrite change.
Yeah,
that's
it.
And then him being a villain or him being something we're not, or even if he's not technically a villain, even if he was like coerced or lied to, or it would make sense. It would make more sense.
Yes.
So there would have to be a third party on the island then, because you still have Ludlow's team, you still have their team, and then you would have to write in a eco-terrorist third party team. So then it's like
that's his escape.
Well, yeah. So you have the heroes, you have the villains. Obviously, the heroes are there to stop the villains, or at least to expose the villains. And then the third party team is to make sure nobody succeeds except nature.
Life finds a way. That's the thing. That's the motto of every single Jurassic Park movie. It's life always finds a way. And they don't, and they never play into it 100%.
The only time they really truly do it is Jurassic World.
And Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah, where basically it's now the dinosaurs are loose and this is the new world.
Because then you get to Dominion and you're there going, okay, so if we've had dinosaurs now come to the mainland, they spread, they take over the whole planet, we're dead. Yes. We can't, and then you get to Dominion and you're like, hang on, we're herding them like cattle and horses.
Some of the herbivores, I guess,
but Triceratops wouldn't be easy to herd.
No, I mean even the
hell.
Even the Parasaurolophus that Owen Grady lassos and then has to give up to the
to the lackeys of the villains.
What are they? Black market animal like dealers.
Yeah, the lackeys of the villains.
yeah.
Henchmen, that's the word.
Henchmen, thank you. He wouldn't have been able to lasso that dinosaur by himself. The raw power of that animal.
And then when you get to the black market, some of those dinosaurs, they're going, no way you could capture that.
Or at least properly contain it in the manner that they are.
That's the thing. To go, if you were to do...
Well, if they're using these trank guns and whatever, I mean, they've explained that they have...
How much tranquilizer are you needing to pump into some of those things?
Too much, considering how this movie ends.
True.
And then they administer an antagonist, and now it's a raging locomotive.
But that's the thing.
I love battle damage T-Rex right here. This is Rexy. I think this is Rexy, right? Is that Rexy? No, this is a different island. No. That's right.
Yeah, remember, this is the second island.
Yeah, but I like the battle damage T-Rex there. It wasn't just like a...
Yeah, well, and that's what it would be. These dinosaurs would be battered.
Yeah.
And not just from other dinosaurs. It'd be from all the, the love making.
The love making.
Because, two T-Rexes going at it, that's going to get bloody.
Or as we like to call it, snoo.
Oh, no, that's not snoo. That's nothing nice about what they do. I do not want to die.
The mind is willing, but the body is...
But the flesh is pulpy and bruised.
Yeah. Just grabs him by the face and drags him. We know dunk, but we have great
fundamentals.
Fundamentals. Just as entertaining.
She's built like a bistro, but she handles like a diner.
I think it's
damn you, gravity.
I think it's the other way. Is it the other way around? She's built like a diner, but handles like a bistro.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, because a bistro is better.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. She's built like a diner, but she handles like a bistro.
Probably the first 4 or 5 seasons of Futurama might be the greatest run of an animated series ever.
Kif, alert the men. I've made it with a woman.
Yeah. raise him up to nipple height.
my
Zap! Put a towel
I have
on.
my one of my favorites is
Do it.
from Brand.
Do it.
You know,
I don't do that anymore.
one of my favorite
Leonard.
one is
Sorry.
Leela. It's real velour.
Yeah. Champagne. The fact that he was solely based on William Shatner. And
yep, and it was Phil Hartman was the original choice
Yep.
for the voice, and Phil Hartman was all
then-
up for it.
and then,
And
Phil
then
died.
when he they didn't know what to do, and so Billy West, the voice of Fry, Professor Farnsworth, and Zoidberg, he goes,
And Ren and Stimpy.
"Yep,
From
let me
years
do a let me." He says, "Let me just do a
Bill
Phil
Shatner.
Hartman doing
Oh,
William
okay.
Shatner impression."
Yeah.
And they said, "If you think you can do that," and suddenly he goes, "Yes, yes, I can." And they just went, "All right, fine."
Yeah.
But just the what if of Phil Hartman actually doing that would have been awesome.
Because it was basically just going to be Troy McClure.
But more.
But Troy McClure doing William Shatner.
But it'd just be high. It would be like turned up to 11. It would have been awesome. It would have been glorious. And just imagine him saying,
I can't watch this. Every time this happens, I feel so bad for Vince.
For who?
For Vince.
Why?
Because he gets his finger smashed by Jeff Goldblum. Jeff broke his finger.
Oh.
I mean, he stomped on the tip of his finger. You can see it. You can see Vince go, ugh. It's just like.
The chances are Vince deserved it.
Probably. He probably did something back.
He probably said something that Jeff didn't like.
Jeff, baby, put the glasses on.
Well, what is it? I love it. It's one of the few things Jeff
Dance
Goldblum
monkey.
said that in an interview that I've actively thought was funny. And it was people ask me all the time, how do I pronounce my name? Is it Goldblum or Goldblum? And I always tell them the same thing. How dare you talk to me?
Yeah, technically, I guess it's Goldblum, isn't it?
I don't care.
I don't care either. Well, it's
I'll care if I ever meet him.
Brendan Fraser. It's like, no, Fraser Crane.
Yeah,
Like
where's the I
Fraser
in that name? Yeah, where's the I?
It's Fraser. It's Z-E-R. Not
Like
S-E-R.
Chloe Fraser.
Fraser.
Yeah, it's like Chloe Fraser.
Yeah, that's how it's. Yeah, it's the Aussie last name because his last name, his mother was his mother or his father or somebody. There's an Australian in his blood, I believe.
Really?
That's where the name comes from, I believe.
Really?
I thought so. I thought that was part of like the. Or I could just be making that up. I don't know.
You actually doing pretty well with your credibility. Then you just threw it out the window.
Because I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not going to own it.
Come on, fake it till you make it.
I've done that for a very long time.
You're still doing it.
This was a great set piece.
Oh, this was good.
I wish I could see this set piece in real life. Because, I mean, they're vertical in this truck. I mean, it's not like they're not like this isn't like a trick of the. I mean,
they build it. Yeah, they build it.
Yeah.
Now, just so you know, there's no ocean underneath them. It's a green screen.
Based on the end of this sequence, it's very obvious because Jeff is super strong. Jeff looks super strong, like gripping and ripping on that rope. Like, yeah, it was the end of this sequence is really poorly finished.
And I have to admit,
I guess not the end because the end is them climbing up.
Yeah.
But the end of the truck,
the penultimate end.
Yes.
But the thing is, this has one of the worst bits of humor in any action sequence ever.
Oh, the
coming up,
the cheeseburger order. Yeah, it's awful. It's so inappropriate. Considering
it's out of place. It is so out of place. It's not even funny.
Eddie can't open a door.
Well, it's probably been actually bent and done by the T-Rex. So let's give Eddie some.
What if Eddie climbs in, slices his head open on the glass, goes down, and then they all just go over?
Hey. Don't make light of Eddie getting hurt. We love Eddie.
No, I know, but that would have been like, well,
come on.
I guess the movie's over.
Justice for Eddie.
Yeah.
Actually, no, they had all died. It means we get to focus on the good characters.
Honestly, if it was just Roland leading the movie from now on, I wouldn't have been upset.
Yeah. Yeah.
Him and Dieter, and then Arliss, Ludlow just
Dieter wouldn't die.
Dieter
wouldn't die.
No.
Ludlow. That's Arliss Howard's character's name. It's Ludlow.
Ludlow. Yeah. And then Anjay wouldn't die, probably.
Yep. You've got Carter as well. Carter wouldn't be blamed for Dieter going missing. That's it.
Carter gets a biatch death too.
Yeah, because he gets squished.
Yeah, he gets stomped on. It's like
that's it. There's a lot of things that the ending of the movie. If these guys die,
we would have seen more of the paleontologists that we both like.
Yep. This movie actually, the bad guys would have won. The bad guys would have won,
and we would have been thoroughly entertained.
Yes.
It's a great set piece. I never really have I'm always focusing on Eddie in this whole sequence. I'm focusing on Eddie with his shenanigans outside, and then I've never really sat there and focused on the set piece. And I'm like, this is a great set. And this was all done. This is all studio, right?
Yes.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, they couldn't go. They just because of how big those two T-Rexes were.
No,
it had to be a studio.
And was this still them having issues with the T-Rexes getting wet, or did they figure
No,
that
they
out?
had figured it out. They had figured it out
after the first movie.
Yep. It was just because of the foam. So what would happen? Because of the weight of the T-Rex, it's all calibrated to include the foam, and then it was the foam absorbing the water, and that would throw off the weight. So that's why it would shake and look like it was cold.
Maybe it was.
But no, they had figured out how to make sure the foam wouldn't absorb to the water for this movie.
Pull, Eddie. Pull.
Come on, Eddie.
Pretend that they're your children and you're their mother and lift that truck. Mom strength. Super mom strength. Come on.
No. Eddie strength.
Yeah. Eddie's crap.
Yeah, he's like, why did I say yes to this job?
Yeah. And again, they're not surviving this based on their
no. There's no way in hell.
They're not.
Yeah, there's no way in hell. No way in hell they could survive it.
They're beat up. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Honestly, their best bet is to just hang on to it and let the truck fall.
Yeah.
And it's eventually, obviously,
because the truck falls around them.
And there's no way that they make it through that windshield either as a group. It doesn't, the space.
I know.
The dynamics.
I know. By all counts, they should die. But they don't die because they're out in quotation marks, because they're big quotation marks, heroes.
At least one of them should have died. Nick should have died.
Yeah. That's a better ending for Nick.
Like this.
See, right there. That's where
that damn rope.
They both hit him and he goes.
And then you get a great Wilhelm scream.
Yes.
I can't do it.
That sounds more like R2-D2 screaming.
I can't do it.
Yeah, never do that again.
The best R2-D2 meme I've ever seen is Jean-Claude Van Damme as R2-D2. I think I said that to you. People look up Jean-Claude Van Damme as R2-D2. It's him from Kickboxer going, oh, yes. But it's R2. Yeah. And he's moving like R2. It's so funny. There's nothing about it that is you're just staring at it going, what am I watching? It's so funny though. I can't say enough about Steven with practical.
Yeah.
He's so good. It's
everything they learned on the first movie, they were able to improve and do better for this movie.
Going off.
And it would go off.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I love that little moment of the barrel of the gun being caught in the netting.
Yeah.
Like that little moment of realism and just Eddie's moment.
The front sight post.
And Eddie's he knows he's dead.
right here. The way, like, how did they make it through that windshield?
Yeah, they don't.
No.
That's the thing. They should have died, and then we get the rest of the movie with Roland.
Like right there, they're hanging onto that it's like Nick is obviously hooked up to a harness with the way his body is.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like, it's like...
Now, my question is, what's the timing between Eddie dying, the T-Rex is moving off, the thing exploding, and then them getting all the way back?
How did all these Marlboro men show up without the T-Rexes staying?
Well, the T-Rexes have gone off because apparently they're already fed, so they're not hungry anymore. But if that was true, if that was actually true, why did they, like they left and then they come back when Eddie shows up? No, they're not. They did.
Yeah.
They didn't come back because they were hungry. No, they came back out of spite. This is spite.
Yeah. Oh, no, they're angry.
Yeah, that's it. I always love Peter Simon's look there.
That's great. For years, I had no idea what a looter meant. And then I'm like, oh, wait, a looter mentality.
Yes,
like,
it's not one word. It's not German.
A looter schnitzel.
Oh.
Earth first bastard. Professional saboteurs. That one dude in the background just looks like an out-of-place pirate with the bandana on his head.
I know.
Ludlow's so hammered. It's great. But again, so as funny as it is, and as like necessary as it is to kind of like lighten up parts, there's no lead into it until they get to the island and he just starts drinking.
I know.
Because you only meet him at the beginning with Ian and he's super serious and super direct, and you're like, ooh, this guy means business. And then he comes here and he's a clown. And he's a clown. Now, he's great at it. Arliss, as Ludlow, he's great. Like,
no, see, I think it's more when we meet him at the beginning, he's in business mode.
True.
Now he's on safari.
No, but I think also right now he's also nervous as hell.
Yeah, but when we see him with
things unraveling,
but when we see him doing his speech, he's doing his spiel, and he slowly gets drunker and drunker. That's what Roland was talking about with being on too many safaris with rich dentists. They've had a good day. He's opened a couple of bottles of the good stuff.
Yeah.
And then with the sabotage and everything, he's just kept drinking because now that's how he's coping with it.
Yeah. No, but even his reaction to Roland, Pete's monologue about the rich dentists, the way he's reacting is immediately comedic.
Oh, he just says, okay.
Yeah. And like his reaction is like he's not like okay, whoa, okay, sorry.
No,
like he's
like, but
okay. He's just like, all right.
But keep in mind, this is a man who board of directors, multi-billion-dollar company. He hires the best people. So if he's got the best people telling him what to do, he's going to listen to them because they're the best.
Yeah.
So if he's had an idea,
really,
I saw it. Yes, I saw it. But see, he had this idea for the base camp. Roland told him that was a dumb idea, and exactly why it's a dumb idea. Listen to me, or we're all going to die. And of course, Ludlow's going to go, okay. It's just the way his delivery of the line, though, makes it funny.
True. Yeah. He's so good. Pete
Beltzelsway is great in everything, like Dragonheart. Yeah, I would have loved a movie with just Roland Tembo. That character is great.
It would have been great if because his character is obviously rides off into the sunset later.
Yeah.
It would have been great if there could have been a better way to do it where he lasted longer into the story.
Or even they brought him back, or they did a callback, or they had a relative, they had a son or something like that in the new trilogy.
Yeah, because like we talked about last episode, he died young like Bob Peck did.
Yeah.
But he didn't die. I guess he did die. He only died. He did die at what? It was only a few years after this was made.
He died after Inception came out.
Oh no, so there was like probably what 15 years in between then.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there was time to bring him back for other projects if they wanted to.
Oh yeah.
Like it would have been great to see him. The time frame wouldn't have worked out but it would have been great to see him in like. It would have been cool for there to be a way for him to be like a mentor to Owen Grady at Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Like even if he's not like he could have been maybe like head of security type thing for the park, and then Owen had his role like his normal role, and you could have had Pete involved, Roland involved, but it would have also kind of gone against his beliefs because obviously the way that this movie ended, he wanted nothing to do with InGen on a whole, which would have also been Hammond's other.
So you know what you do then? You don't have Roland come back because Pete's dead, but in Dominion you have his son working for Biosyn.
That would have, I mean, we'll talk about the movie when we do it, but that would have worked. The problem is you would have also had to
introduce and remind everyone who Roland Tembo was. Yeah.
No, but you would have also had to get rid of a lot of other characters because there's so many freaking characters in that movie.
Hey, I have no problem condensing that movie down.
I agree.
Get a good character in.
I agree. I know. I'm just saying that would have been like, okay, you're minusing this many and adding this many back, and you're like, what do we?
Well, no. I only want to add one character. I'm happy to take out the original cast to get me one character.
Fair enough. Or Sammy Jackson comes back and he has one arm because he was left for dead and he's really alive, just like Mace Windu.
And he's the villain.
He's pissed.
He's the baddie.
He's a mother effing in a mother effing park.
No, because see, that's even less believable than Henry Wu's character arc.
Yeah, but it's Sammy Jackson. It doesn't have to be believable.
No, it still has to be believable.
Mr. Howard,
I don't care.
Right? Howard? I can never remember. Arnold, Mr. Arnold.
Yeah, Tom Arnold. See, now you don't know if that's the actual character's name.
No, I'm just thinking of True Lies now.
I know. That's the best cinematic duo ever. Tom Arnold and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnie and Arnie? Yeah.
No, it's Tom and Arnie.
I just say Arnie and Arnie because it's Arnold and Arnold.
Yeah, but you can't go last name, first name.
It's the real twins. It's Arnie and Arnie.
Actually, Tom Arnold does look like he could have been related to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's just the way their banter. They're brothers. Like they have that.
I know.
There goes this foul. I think that's a foul. I think it's a foul.
Oh, his gun?
Yeah, I think it's a foul, or it's supposed to be. Those were common in Central and South America.
This is a cool little sequence.
Great camera work.
Yeah.
Great camera work. Even this, again, practical. A lot of it is like all.
Yeah, well, that shot coming down just then, that was all CG. But this,
yeah.
This is actually Stormare's controlling all the dinosaurs on him.
Is he?
Yeah, it's he's pushing buttons. He's got buttons that is sending air into these dinosaurs. That's what's making them flick around. It's air.
Oh, and then he's reacting to them.
Yep, and he had the idea to have one bit by his sleeve that he could pull off. That was his idea. the fact they taunt him as well.
Yeah.
When you think about it, the commies are actually quite vicious. They're like land piranhas.
Oh yeah, they're like zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Volume.
Yeah. Yeah, one by itself, easy to take care of. The rest of them, you get enough.
Yeah. So there's a. You never saw Will Ferrell's Land of the Lost, right?
No.
Because you hate Will Ferrell. Yeah.
I don't hate him.
You want him to die a horrible death.
No, I don't. Look, I've seen one movie. There's one movie of his that I thoroughly enjoy, which is Stranger Than Fiction.
Oh, you liked the other guys, right? The other guys was great, but it wasn't necessarily because of him.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but not because of him. I thought he was actually the worst part of that movie.
Michael Keaton was the all-star of that movie.
Ray Stevenson
was great, but Michael Keaton doing all the TLC lines.
It's Michael Keaton, it's Ray Stevenson, and Steve Coogan. Those three.
Steve Coogan.
That's what makes the movie work.
I've got tickets to. What is it?
It's Jersey Boys or
Jersey
Mamma
Boys,
Mia.
the Knicks,
or Mamma Mia.
Yeah, Mamma
Mia. It's
so much passion.
Courtside seats, and then it's now I've got either
Jersey
Mamma
Boys.
Mia or Jersey Boys. You pick.
He did it again. It's just
like that's okay, but I don't watch. I wouldn't watch that movie because it's Will Ferrell.
No. Eva Mendes.
Yeah.
No, it was the two of them together as a couple, and it was actually Mark Wahlberg's reaction to them as a couple, going, "Wait, seriously, this is your wife?
Yeah,
you're kidding me!" Like, Marky was awesome in that movie.
But it's Marky Mark. He's good in everything.
Marky's good in everything.
Even The Happening, he's good in that.
So when I was a kid and I saw this movie, I didn't know, like, I wasn't paying attention to like a lot of dinosaur names and like specifics. So I thought the compies were just baby velociraptors. And then
I get that.
And then when he went over, Mama Velociraptor killed him, because in my head, I'm going, that's their nest, and there's no way that the babies could take down a grown man type of thing. And then I'm like,
especially Lucifer.
And Lucy, baby.
Lucy, I'm home.
Anyways, but
are we hitting all the stereotypes today or what?
We're hitting them all.
There's one we haven't done yet. The big one, the one that could get us bombed.
I haven't talked about Asians yet. I don't think
No,
so.
We kind of did talking about RJ there. He's Indian. That's from the region, the Asia Pacific.
Yeah, I mean, can you call? Yeah, I guess. I was just thinking of Fried Rice, you plick.
When we get the Lethal Weapon movies and we get to Uncle Benny. Actually, no, not even that one. We get the Fifth Element, because he's in that too.
Yeah, he's Mr. Lang.
I thought it was Mr. Lee.
Yeah, he's
it's Mr. Lee.
It's Mr. Lee. Yeah, I actually saw a shirt with his business logo on it on Amazon. It was that, and it was Corbin Dallas's taxi service. I saw.
Yeah, I've seen the Corbin. I've seen one.
No, it was actually it was the whatever food he's selling with the little hover boat, the craft thing. The door-to-door salesman, I guess. Uncle Benny. That was one of growing up. That was the first time I had ever seen Jet Li as a villain.
Yep.
And I was like, holy crap, he's great as a bad guy. He's so good, because he's got that look, that stone cold, like, and you're like, oh crap. It's like,
then he looks intimidating. Then he opens his mouth. And you get this very soft, almost Michael Jackson kind of voice. Kind of ruins it. But then you got this cool badass villain fighting two old men.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to believe they can beat Jet Li.
Correct.
I'm sorry, but.
And he's a triad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no way.
and an old white man and an old Donald Glover. I'm sorry, but no.
Mm-hmm.
No,
that's the
Danny
same
Glover.
movie where Rene Russo, she's pregnant, right?
Yes, that's the fourth
she has
one.
the baby at the end of the movie.
Yes, that's the fourth
and
one.
the guy's holding the blade to her stomach, and Mel's like, "You're not gonna take that, are you, honey?" And she like stomps on his foot and elbows him in the face. It's like, yeah, that's a great fight sequence on the beach house thing. It's in like a beach house, like vacation house, or is that just their house?
That's that Danny Glover's character's house.
Oh, that's right. That's at their house. There is a beach house part in that, but yeah, that's not where the fight is.
No, that's where he and her live.
Okay.
That's where Mel and Renee live.
Okay.
That's a cool shot.
Great.
With the shadowy T-Rex.
Mm-hmm. Only Jeff Goldblum can breathe like that. Only Jeff Goldblum can breathe in the rhythm that he speaks.
Pretty sure that Christopher Walken can do that too. But if he tried, he would die.
He'd asphyxiate. There must be like an electrical impulse problem that isn't properly like that rhythm that you have when you breathe and when your heart beats and stuff. There's got to be like an impulse problem going on there. This is great. There's no way that Julianne Moore isn't going, I'm terrified.
No, apparently in all interviews, whenever someone does anything with it this close to a Rex, everyone says the exact same thing. Even though you know it's fake, it looks and acts so real that you can't help but be literally scared.
No, but I would also be very, very anxious knowing that this thing could malfunction and crush me.
Yeah.
With the hydraulics and stuff. Like,
yeah.
Like, I would be like, I'd be very nervous. Especially considering the malfunctions they had in the first movie. So you're like, yeah.
But okay, so why is it the
Carter,
one Mexican?
Carter, shut up, Carter.
Yeah, but why is it the one Mexican that they have ruin it for everyone?
Yeah.
Why not give it to a white guy? Why
so technically, is this T-Rex about to get Carter?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, no, he's not going to get Carter because Carter's not the main target for the T-Rex.
No, but he gets Carter.
It's an accidental getting. It's not a proper getting. It's not on purpose.
That's.
But seriously, why have it be the Mexican that ruins it for everyone? Why not have it be a white guy being scared out of their mind?
Why does it have to be a white guy?
I believe a white guy being more scared than a Mexican. Mexicans have to do with the cartel. In the
grand scheme of life, I agree.
Yeah. That's
Carter,
just
Carter. Oh, you're screwed.
Hi, Carter.
And
two. Yeah. Yeah, somehow he flips over. He flips over between steps. Because he starts on his back.
Either that or he was so broken and he was just kind of like.
No, because it's clear that that's his back up. So somehow he flipped over.
I mean, sometimes I go to bed on my back and I wake up in my stomach, so I don't know.
No, there's a difference between sleeping and being stomped on by a T-Rex.
Is there?
Yes. Yes. One is a choice to sleep. The other is you're dead.
I mean, sometimes it's not a choice to sleep. Sometimes it's called blacking out.
That's only if you drink too much.
If I'm rolling, I'm going, this may have not been a good choice.
No, that's why he had two. He had a backup.
Yeah.
Roland working under the assumption of double tap, always double tap.
Yeah.
Headshots.
It is the rule of Zombieland after all. Rule number 1.
Yep.
Oh, no. I apologize, dear viewers. Rule number 1 is cardio of Zombieland. I think the double tap is like rule number 2, 3, 4. Like it's up there.
I always thought rule 1 of Zombieland should have been don't let Amber Heard into your house.
I don't get the reference.
She's in the movie. He lets her in.
Oh, she's the neighbor.
That's right. Rule 1 should have been don't let her into your house.
Room number, like he calls her that, right? Like it's
he calls her by the room number. Not And I
Because he
think
doesn't know
everything
her
about
name.
that character. Yeah, he doesn't know her name, but
Yeah, he doesn't know her name. And he freaking hits her with the toilet, the tank lid.
yeah, it's just
It's like, oh, I'm like, I've lifted one of those enough to know that would hurt. Like, those things are.
This is another good sequence. The long grass.
Oh, the long grass is legendary. This is that above shot that's coming is.
Yeah.
So that's what really upsets me with some of these movies. Is like, where is the like in without so as a fan without knowing what goes on behind the scenes of these movies, because I know what like a lot of the answers are, but where is the disconnect from great writing and great film production in some of this? And I'm not asking you for an answer because you know the answer. I know the like, we understand that there's a lot of stuff that happens, but you're sitting here going, you get shots like this right now with the velociraptors, with the lines, like they're basically sharks in the long grass.
Yeah.
You get stuff like this and you're going, and then the next scene, you're like, God, come on, guys. Like you're just like, and I mean, it happens because there's so many different moving parts with these movies, and you know, your B crew, your A crew, it's
Okay, so I know you don't want the answer, but I'll give you the answer.
no, give us the answer. But as a fan, you're sitting here like watching this movie specifically, going, it's so hit and miss, so hot and cold because there's some amazing parts, and then there's just some duds.
Yeah, and what it comes down to is they're writing the script. You know, they're writing the script, and it gets to a point where Crichton's writing the book because, you know, they came up the script first. Like, the movie came first, and then Crichton goes, "Man, I got to write the sequel."
Well, that's why this movie was very unique in this situation.
Yeah, Crichton's writing it and talking to David Koepp, and they're all sharing ideas. Spielberg's got his own ideas, and the biggest problem was Sam Neill not being available. And Crichton's like, I don't know. It makes sense that it's Sam Neill. Ian Malcolm does not make sense.
No. This movie would have been amazing with Alan Grant.
So that's the big thing. But the main reason of the dud moments, you call them, it's too much. Most of the dud moments, it's when it just goes too far or goes too long.
And it makes sense because Marvel does this a lot too, especially recently, where you're lacking something in your cast and you have to make up for it with spectacle.
Yep.
And it just doesn't fit. Or
then you get characters where you go, okay, we've had this character, we need to have them do something. We need to give them a moment.
Like the gymnastics.
What's about to come up? That was about to come up with the gymnastics. Yes. That's the case of, we've got this character, she's done nothing except get into trouble and cause problems.
She's on the island and she's done absolutely nothing.
Yep. And now we've got to give her that hero moment, which makes zero sense.
Yeah. And like, I don't, yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no. And whereas then you get some of the best moments in the movie, like, let's talk about the shot, the long grass shark shot.
Mm-hmm.
That comes from someone has the idea. Let's do this. It goes into the script. They storyboard it.
Yeah.
And then they're looking at the location. Spielberg goes, all right, this is very simple. This is what we're going to do. Camera goes up high, looking down. We have the guys come through, and then we're going to physically have these channels being made, and then we just add in the raptors digitally. And everyone goes, easy. They film it. Everyone goes, yeah, this is going to look good. Yeah. That's all they're going for, is looking good. And then ILM comes in and goes, guys, we made it look amazing.
Yeah. Sorry, that shot with him staring at the original Jurassic Park backdrop.
Yeah, the paint. Yeah.
That the first time I saw this movie, as a fan and as like a fan of the story, it utterly pissed me off. And not in a bad way. It pissed me off because I was so mad at John Hammond. Because I'm sitting here going, he has lied to everyone for years, saying that this was Site B, when originally this is actually Site A, and Isla Nublar is Site B, and this was the first failed attempt at the park. He's lied to everybody, including the people he's supposed to care about. Like, and again, this goes back to the John Hammond from the novels, not from the movies. John Hammond from the novels,
even in the movie,
is
he's lying
evil,
to people.
Evil.
But even in the movie, he lies to everyone.
No.
He
But that's
still-
why it
he
makes
does
more
lie.
sense when you know John Hammond from the novels. John Hammond
Yeah.
from the movies, you're like sitting here going,
He's delusional. He lies to himself. He's lying
well,
to
yeah,
himself
he's
as well.
delusional, but you're sitting here going, he still does, because of the family aspect that he has too. You're like, you never get that he would want to put people in harm's way. It's just a byproduct of things that go wrong.
Yeah.
But like, you're sitting here going, like, after that shot, you realize everything that happened in Jurassic Park was, it was always his fault, but it was really his fault.
Yeah.
And the way that he reacted. Now, of course, you can't, in retrospect, you can't retcon his performance and the way that he was written in the first movie without remaking it. And you're sitting here going, he had, like, there was no like hint at remorse for something that has happened in the past. It was just, this is the first time it's happening. So
Yeah.
it could go both ways. It's like, yeah, the shot that Vince Vaughn was just involved with may have just been unnecessary and inappropriate because it really screwed up timeline stuff with the first movie and like, and performance stuff with
To
the first
me,
movie.
to me, it's always been just a throwaway little jump scare
Yeah.
moment. That's
No,
what
but
it
of course,
is.
me as a storyteller, the more I see that, the more I'm like, oh man, it opens such this. As a fan, and it like, it opens up.
Speaking as a mother,
Speaking as a mother,
just the way you're saying it, you know, speaking as a fan, speaking as a storyteller. I was just
Yeah.
waiting for you to go.
well, it depends on what lens you're looking at it through. Because as a storyteller,
see-
it makes it's like it was a swing and a miss. But as a
To me,
fan,
as
you're just
as
like,
a fan, I never cared. Honestly, as a fan, I saw
I
that-
cared because I'm like, holy crap! The first movie was like, it was all a lie.
So are you saying are you saying you're a bigger fan than I am? Is that what you're saying? Because you care more than I do.
So what we just said, yes. Do I believe that?
I think I just care on a different level to you.
That is also true.
But there are things I care deeply about when it comes to this.
Yeah. Again, that's where you have to be like, that's where you see like hardcore fans when it comes to like whatever creative property you want to talk about.
Let's go with
and
the one that causes the most division: Star Wars.
well, yeah,
Like the news of a possible Mara Jade TV show happening with Zendaya starring as her. Now, honestly, I saw that and I just went, don't care.
I'm pretty sure, as far as I know, there are no Star Wars TV series currently in production.
No, it's not in production. It's something they're working on.
No. But the point is, they don't have anything going to like D+.
No, but
currently underway.
I have to admit, the idea of doing
yeah.
something about Mara Jade, I just go, don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
If you're going to do Mara Jade, you might as well just do the Heir to the Empire trilogy.
Honestly, the only other character I want to know more about, which she was featured in a few things. You had to have watched a lot of the Clone Wars stuff. Is Ventress, Asajj Ventress. She's a mercenary.
Isn't she the one that
she's the bald
has the will they won't they with Obi-Wan?
Yeah, and she has the dual red sabers. Like, because she has like this really, really good story arc within Clone Wars. And then later she comes back in Bad Batch. Which Bad Batch is probably the best thing that Disney Plus has produced.
Okay. I'm sorry. We'll keep the movie running. Just make it easier for everyone, but something's happening. Be right back.
Okay.
So, Van.
Yeah. Oh no, I am so awkward. I am by myself. What do I do with my hands? Car ran real good. Sorry. Rich doesn't like Will Ferrell. He's not going to understand that. So, but you guys watching this will understand that. Ricky Bobby? He has two first names. Yeah, so here comes the scene that we were just talking about. That's Here it comes.
My timing is perfect.
Those bars are set up perfectly for
Yes.
a gymnast in
Yep.
training.
I know.
And she trusts that they're not going to fall apart like the
I
rest of the
know.
place.
With how old that place looks, how rickety. Jeez.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that she says, "Hey, you," and the raptor turns. Like it understands. Hey, you.
I'm assuming that a girl that weighs probably under 100 pounds is
Oh,
not
she
going to
couldn't
kick.
push it through that. No, she could not launch it like that.
I mean, she snapped through pretty good. Obviously, the actress has had some training because her.
You mean the stunt woman? That was a stunt woman.
Are you assuming because of her race and gender that
No, I'm
she
assuming because of her age and insurance issues back in 1997.
1907?
And yeah, just birds tapping on a window. They got everyone's attention in here. That's what it was. Just freaking birds. We have these 3 birds. Their name, this is their name. Gray-crested babblers.
Okay.
And the sound they make, it is literally babbling. They're 3 babbling idiots.
It's funny. Well, that's like we have wild Quakers.
Yeah.
So like the little green parrots.
Oh, so
now I remember the first time I told someone I have Quakers in my neighborhood.
Yeah, I can see where this is going.
You can see where this is going. And they're like, "You have Quakers in South Florida?" I'm like, "Yeah, there's Quakers all over the place in South Florida. You haven't seen them flying around?" And they're like, "Wait, what are we talking about?" I'm like, "What do you think I'm talking about?" They're like Utah? Like Quakers?
Like on the oats.
Yeah. Like Catholics. And they're like, I'm like, "No, I'm talking about birds. They're Quakers." They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Do you know what a conure is?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, it's like a little macaw, a little parrot." They're like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "It's a Quaker." They're like, "Oh." I'm like, "Yeah, we have the flying nun. We have Sally Field."
That was
like,
10 minutes. That's a 10-minute conversation you'll never get back.
No. I mean, it was worth it, but it was
this should have been the ending at the end of the movie, really.
No, because San Diego's amazing.
No, but technically this is the end of the movie.
No, it is. It is. This is a very weird, very like, "Oh, we're done and we ended short. What do we do?"
But
is this the end of the is this where the disconnect with the Crichton novel happened?
No, the disconnect happens way earlier.
Way earlier, okay. Because this would make sense. Them going, "Okay, Crichton finished the novel. This is how it ends," and they're like, "Oh wait, we're only an hour in. What happened?"
No,
it's like
no, but that's no. Of course, bloody Spielbergo, old Stevie, he wanted to do a lost world homage. That was the thing. He wanted to do a proper Lost World homage. So the ending of the book is different. It's completely different to this.
Yeah, I figured. Speaking of El Buggo, not even Spielbergo. Go away. I shall.
And I'm just waiting to see
another day.
I'm supposed to. I just want to see. I just can't wait to see that little piece of paper you're wiping. Someone gets taken out of your hands, and yeah,
I could have been like Carter.
See, when Carter does that scream, he's actually doing a Kermit the Frog impression.
What a great outro.
Frog here at Jurassic Park.
What a great outro for Petey Boy.
I know.
It is. It's a great last line. I mean, it sucks that his character is now Kaputsky, but so is he in real life. But it was a great.
And come on, she shouldn't be able to open the door like that.
I mean, they're not pressurized.
No, but it should.
She's like 50 feet off the ground. Give her a break.
No, that you can see through the windshield. You don't need to open it.
We see Nico.
See, you're setting up for a possible sequel here. That's your end of the movie. The sequel. This is all sequel bait for the.
If we got a sequel starring Jeff Goldblum and Julianne Moore, I would have been pissed. Another sequel starring, God, man, I would have been pissed that we didn't get Sam Neill back. I would have been so mad. Don't wish that evil upon us.
No, we did. We actually did get it. Hello. We did get a good third movie.
Is this like one of the what is it with the history with trilogies? Is it the history with trilogies is usually the second movie is the worst?
Yes. And the one time that actually
Terminator 2.
It's what?
Terminator 2 was the best of.
No, Empire. That's where Empire's the one that everyone said that disproves the rule. Empire.
Yeah. Oh, that is, you're close to a chocolate starfish.
It's more the testicles. I'm
hey, Freddy boy, how you doing, buddy? Oh, he's such a cute kid.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, no, it's yeah. In trilogies, the second movie usually is the worst. Back to the Future 2 is an example. Temple of Doom is the example.
Hey, yo, Back to the Future 2 is not the worst of the trilogy. A-hole.
What's the worst one?
I mean, honestly. So for me, it's probably the third one, but it's not
the best. That one's the best. It's cowboys.
No, I mean,
it's a train heist. It's Mary Steenburgen.
As a movie fan, the second one is the best because of all of the redo shots that they do.
No, see, no, that's not fan. That's that's a technical thing. No,
but that's a part of it. Like when I'm watching that movie, I'm going, I love him going back and interacting, and it being all of the same shots from different angles, and obviously filmed years later. But years later. But another.
So sorry, I'm being inundated with.
Don't say it.
I want to, but I'm not.
Don't say it. This is supposed to be somewhat family friendly. The only reason kids aren't supposed to watch some of these episodes is because of the movies, not us. Don't say it. Don't say it. I have a black cat, and I'm not going to mention it.
Depends on the name of your black cat.
His name's Jack, because we adopted him the week before Halloween, so it's Jack Skellington.
Oh, well, see, this is Alfredo.
Yeah.
So, Mr.
Jack is a stray that we found, so he doesn't let us hold him like that. He probably would have if I didn't have a dog that wants to eat him. So he's a little defensive. He loves me. I am the guy that is deathly allergic to cats, and he is my cat.
Well, you are lovable.
Oh, thank you. I also felt really bad for him, so I would just spend extra time with him, and he just ended up. That's a miniature, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spielberg doesn't have enough clout to crash a proper boat.
I mean, that's.
And then this is a set.
Yeah, it's a set. It's a good set.
So, Mr. Bond,
the Corvette didn't get trashed.
We meet again.
Meet again, 007.
And I expect you to die.
Is his name Mr. Bigglesworth?
I just love this guy's purring. Oh, it's a great purr.
Now, who killed these men?
Baby Rex.
Baby Rex is inside. So does that mean it got out and then? Mm-hmm. So Baby Rex killed all these men and none of them.
Both of them, Mummy and Baby Rex got free, and then they went back in.
But then the doors got shut, and then there's no one on board
that's now functioning.
Shut the doors.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody still had to shut them because there's a dead dude shutting them.
Yeah, well, he's got the finger on the button. Remember?
I guess. Why isn't it roaring?
Because, dude, stop trying to bring rationale into a movie with
If I'm Jeff, I'm going, hey, Sarah, can you come here and grab this for me? Oh, man, what if she comes over and just stomps on it?
See, if she was a true badass, she would.
Ugh. That was that Hot Shots? No.
Yeah.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
No, that was Loaded Weapon 1.
Oh yeah.
Where she stomps, I think it's Whoopi Goldberg's fist, right? Yeah. Somebody comes over and because it's the dead body, just stomps and you hear all the cracking to get the thing out of their hand. No, it's not Whoopi. It's a Dennis Leary's character that dies, and they stomp on his. Yeah, I think it's Dennis Leary.
I'm so glad we got to the bottom of that. Made my life better.
Thank you. It's one of the greatest spoofs ever made.
No, they're greater.
Loaded Weapon 1 was amazing.
They're greater.
And the fact that there wasn't a Loaded Weapon 2 and it was called Loaded Weapon 1.
There are greater spoofs than Loaded Weapon 1.
I said one of there could have been 10 great ones, and it could be one of them. I didn't say it was.
I wouldn't even count it in top 10.
No, the greatest spoof ever made, in my opinion, is Men in Tights.
Blazing Saddles.
It's not a spoof.
Blazing Saddles is the greatest spoof ever made because it could never be remade. You could remake Men in Tights.
To me, that's not a spoof, though.
Yeah, it's a spoof of Westerns. No, it is. If you've watched the Westerns that came out in the 50s and 60s before Blazing Saddles, it is 100%
to me, it doesn't spoof anything specific. It just spoofs a genre.
Yeah, and?
Yeah. It's not a, like, to me, a spoof needs to spoof something specific.
No, a genre, you can still spoof a genre.
Is a spoof. Men in Tights is
you can still spoof a genre. Scary Movie is a spoof of a genre.
Scary Movie is a spoof of Scream, for the most part.
But the rest of it, though, every other movie that came out in the Scary Movie is a spoof of disaster movie. That's
Chris Elliott's character is the only character that counts.
But that's the thing. Look, disaster movie, superhero movie, they are spoof of those.
Please don't
genres.
mention those. Chrissy and I, when we were, God, I don't even know if we were married. I'd have to look at the. We may have just been dating. We went and saw Epic Movie in theaters.
See,
it was the worst movie I've ever been to in a movie. It was.
Oh, come on.
So
what? You didn't see Here Come the Spartans?
No, I don't even know what that is.
That was the spoof of 300.
There we go.
Had Kevin Sorbo in it, though. And Carmen Electra played the queen of the Spartans.
I like Kevin Sorbo and Carmen Electra.
Oh, that movie was terrible.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I saw clips of it on TV one night. I went, oh, no.
Yeah, it was Epic Movie was bad. I don't even know if we stayed. I think we left. Because it was a spoof on mostly Narnia. Lion, the Witch in the Wardrobe. I think it was like the main spoof. And I'm like, all right. That was kind of a weird one to spoof. Like there were, to me.
Oh, no, because that would have been around the time that the Narnia movies were coming out.
Yeah.
See, a better one. If you're going to do fantasy movies, you just go for Lord of the Rings.
Because Lord of the Rings was 2001. Fellowship. Was that movie?
Then a couple of years later, you then.
Yeah, no, that movie was after. That movie was after that because.
Yeah.
Chrissy and I weren't together in 2001. I mean,
it was a couple of years later that they did Narnia.
Yeah, I was still in high school, so
I think it was like 2003, 2004, something like that.
Yeah. And Lord of the Rings, I don't know if you could properly spoof because it was so big. It was so like it was one of those movies where we were like, yeah, maybe we should leave this one alone because
come on. See, that's the problem. Mel Brooks would have done a spoof of Lord of the Rings. Hell, he did a spoof of Star Wars. No one would have thought of that.
No.
But
Star Wars was done at the time. Narnia was still releasing movies at the time, so I think it was probably more timing too. I think it was more timing.
You still could have done Lord of the Rings.
You could have, but they didn't, and I'm telling you probably why. So
yeah, but you said it's because it was too big. No, Star Wars was big, yet,
but it was done too.
Still did it.
Back then, it was done.
So that has nothing to do with it,
right? Because Spaceballs was 80.
Yes, it was done because they had Pizza the Hut.
No, I know it was done because the Lord of the Rings was done by 79. Was the last movie? Or no, was the last movie in the 80s, early 80s?
For what?
Return of the
Narnia?
Jedi. No, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. That was 80s.
That was actual 80s? Okay. I was
Yeah.
thinking 79 for some reason. No. Was it? It was 80s? Or was that 79? Were they done in the 70s?
No, because of the break between them and then doing
Yeah.
the Indiana Jones as well, it was 80s.
Okay, yeah, because Return came out after Raiders.
Yeah.
So it must have been like 82.
When you look at
Raiders
how
was
Harrison
81.
Ford looks in it.
Raiders was 81.
Yeah, and when was Return?
I'm looking right now. People are screaming at us right now that are watching us going, "It's this year!" You call yourselves nerds?
No, they're not
You
screaming
guys
at
are
us.
dorks. You guys
No,
are
they're not
whale
no.
penises.
No, they're not screaming at us because they're too focused on Fredo and how cute he is with being comfy in my arms.
They're not yelling at us because they're not watching.
She's yelling at us, and look, she's backing away.
What was I looking up? Return, right?
Oh, come on, you got to pay attention because your favorite scene in the movie's coming up just for pausing and making comments about
83. It was actually later than I thought it was. 83.
Yeah.
That was actually
we're
a
coming
good
up to
year
your
for it then
moment to
because
shine with-
80, 81, 82, 84 were all great for movies. 83 was probably a good year. I don't know very many other movies that came out in 83.
Focus, because your fake movie posters.
Focus.
Yeah, get ready for the fake movie posters
King
we
Lear.
love to talk about. Yeah.
King Lear.
Jack and the Beanstalks, Tsunami Sunrise.
Tsunami Sunrise with Tom Hanks. But then there's real movies though? Isn't there True Lies and stuff in there too?
No,
because this would have been the same. No, I think the cassette
and then David Cope's little cameo.
Yeah, right here, right?
Yeah, that's him.
Yep,
that's the writer of the movie, not the book.
Dude, the obvious studio.
Oh, the
voiceover.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so.
See, this is the problem with this movie. I get to a point in this movie, and I tune right out.
See, this is just dumb fun, and I'm here for it because this is the first time we've seen dinosaurs, like Jurassic dinosaurs, in the real world.
But the problem is, this is I said it's dumb fun. I should be enjoying it, but with everything after the grass sequence, to me the movie's over. So this is unnecessary. And it's part of the reason I don't focus on it as much as I should. First couple of times I watch this, I focus. I loved it. The more I watch it, the more I go, I don't care. The movie's already over. I mean,
this is the 5th best Jurassic movie for a reason.
See, to me, this is number 6.
I mean, I put
the Minion. I put the Minion over this for a couple of reasons.
That was a great line. Ian, slow down. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's old.
This
Ian.
is great. Ian. This is great right here.
Yeah,
great shot.
Yeah, even the San Diego police and animal control, they're not having anything to do with Rex.
Nope, they're
that's
like
above their pay grade.
Nope. Because you also had the sign when the T-Rex was breaking through the sign. It said something about pets with customs.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I think so. Or there could be. Yeah.
Man, you got to get better with your quoting.
I just quoted it. I corrected myself and quoted it in time with him.
No,
you know how hard it is to quote in time with Jeff Goldblum? The man doesn't speak like a human being.
I'm sorry, no. It's harder to quote directly with Christopher Walken. This guy's easy. Because he's monotone in this movie, whereas Christopher Walken does vary.
Christopher Walken's pretty monotone.
No. Christopher Walken varies because he'll do the growl. And then he'll do the squeak as well. Whereas in this movie, Jeff Goldblum's pretty much just monotone.
He was great as the villain in Wayne's World 2, by the way.
Yeah.
Very funny. Very funny without being funny. Again.
But that's Christopher Walken.
Yeah, 100%.
That man knows how to be funny without looking like he's being funny. And that's a hard skill to have.
That's John Malkovich is another one. He can be very funny, and you're just like, I don't know if I'm supposed to laugh right now, but I am. It's like, I feel like that's an actor that never, like, I mean, he had roles, but I would have, with as good as he was, I feel
Who?
like he should have had more.
Who?
John Malkovich. Like, he
He's
had a
done
run for like a few movies, and you're like, oh, John Malkovich is great, and then all of a sudden you're like,
no, but
what?
the reason is Malkovich does a lot of art house stuff and a lot of theater work.
Yeah, I know he does
That's
a
the
lot
thing.
of like indie art house.
Yeah, he doesn't do mainstream big movies anymore. Also, I think he lives in France, so
It's not helping.
it's on purpose. Though he doesn't want to be in Hollywood.
I don't blame him. I love
Hey,
how the music just cut, and then it's just like Tarlis, the shadow of Tarlis.
I maintain. If Hollywood wants to adapt any of my books, I'll drive to the border. They can throw me the money. I'll throw them the book, and that will go our separate ways.
So it's a Spielbergo. You're driving to the border.
I'll drive to the border of Hollywood. Throw them the book. They can throw me the money.
I thought you meant like the southern border, like the U.S. border. You're gonna throw it to
I've lived in
Senor
Mexico. I'd go back there anyway. I'd go back to Mexico, no problem. They've got some great directors.
Yeah.
And some really, really lovely actresses.
That T-Rex's footsteps are so soft. That dude's like a ninja.
There you go. That should be Jurassic World 7. Ninja Rex.
Ninjasaurus Rex.
No, just Ninja Rex. Who's got time to say Ninjasaurus? It's like that movie that came out, Velocipaster.
Velocipaster.
Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, who hasn't seen that poster?
No, it's a real movie. Have you watched the movie?
No. Why would I?
It's crazy.
Exactly.
I actually talked to the guy who wrote and directed and starred in it.
Proud parent.
He messaged me on Instagram wanting some tips about publishing, about writing books.
That's funny.
It was awesome.
I actually had a few conversations with Luc Besson.
I remember you told me that.
Yeah, and it was his verified account on Instagram, and then he deleted his account. I wanted to.
Yeah, wasn't that was it around the time of Valerian?
Valerian, yeah.
Yeah.
I just messaged him out of the blue as his verified account. I messaged him out of the blue about how much I loved the movie just because the visuals. I wasn't gonna like berate him and be like, "Oh, this was bad. This was bad." I'm like,
no,
because Fifth Element's one of my favorite movies ever, and I'm just like. And then he messaged me back, and you could tell it was him because it was very broken English.
I'm sorry, but how the hell is Sarah Harding a crack shot? How does she know how to aim and shoot properly?
Hollywood.
That's the thing. This character makes no sense. This character is all over the place.
But that's the problem, is she's an amalgamation of multiple characters.
But also she's the perfect example of this movie. She is all over the place as a character. Like, this movie is all over the place.
Yeah.
Don't hit my microphone.
And honestly, watching Ian do it would have made no sense because you're like, Ian.
This is why you need to have Roland Tembo follow along, or you bring back Nick Owen.
Yeah.
Or you establish there's a character there's another character who, Bob Peck, like that sort of one. You need someone with that skill, not Sarah Harding, mistress of all.
You've established in the first movie that you've established very, 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 like, there's the scene where Bob Peck is unlocking the gun cabinet to get to the spas that we were talking about, the shotgun.
Yes.
No one else has a weapon on the island except him.
Yeah, that's it.
And then Roland Tembo, the Marlboro Men, like, all of them are the only ones. The good guys don't have guns. And so, like, you're sitting here going, well, it can't be Ian. Like, you've been told that the good guys don't have guns, that their survival is based on just wit and luck.
Yeah.
And knowledge, not badassery.
Well, knowledge was the true treasure.
Their treasure was knowledge.
I couldn't help it.
The corpse of Harrison Ford.
I couldn't help it. But no, you're right. These movies say that the heroes don't use guns.
I mean,
until Jurassic World.
Yeah, because they don't have him in JP3.
The only ones in JP3 who have it are the mercenaries.
Yeah, well, yeah, but they're not the quote heroes.
It's not until we get to Jurassic World where it suddenly becomes no. We've got guns. We're terrible with them, but we've got them.
Sure.
This is a good shot.
Now that I think about it, JP3 is really like traditionally they are the. No, I guess JP1 too. There's no like villains.
No, the dinosaurs are the baddies. Well,
The baddies.
Billy could be considered the villain.
Billy's just misguided. And then of course,
no, but that's the thing.
We're like, they have flying dinosaurs, and then all of a sudden, no.
I know.
They don't even.
But
pterodactyl.
But no, seriously,
that's a pteranodon.
But seriously, Billy is the villain, but it's not. He's not actively villainous. He's not actively being a villain. He's trying to do something for the benefit of Alan, but that's the problem.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it next time when we come back to do Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah, Jurassic Park.
Which more and more people give it, with each passing year, people give it more and more love for good reason.
Yes, and we'll talk about it. I mean, it begins and ends. I think a lot of that movie, it begins and ends with Sam Neill coming back, but it also begins and ends because it's a perfect director for it too.
Oh, Joe Johnson was yeah.
And we'll talk about it.
No. Let's not get into it now. Yeah, let's not get into it now. Let's leave it for next time.
Next time. Yeah, it is odd. Like the faux ending of this movie was very like abrupt and very like, well, now what? And then you get to the San Diego sequences, which I love the San Diego sequences, but
it's a separate movie though.
No, well, that's the thing. As far as a storyteller is concerned, it is very, very, very like what just happened. And again, we are trying to come at this from the lens of authors. So as storytellers, we're like in my head, I'm going, there is 6, 7, 8 chapters of the book that are missing. There's like what happened, there needed to be something in between that set up the whole San Diego thing.
Yeah.
Maybe not 6, 7, 8, maybe just a few chapters, but there's definitely
you could do it in 2 chapters. You could do it in 2 chapters.
There's definitely an edit, like a cutting room floor edit that happened where they took a 5 to 10 minute chunk.
It was never written. That's the thing. It was never written.
No. But that's what it felt like. Is you're sitting here going, the director's cut has to have something there, right?
You would hope so.
You would hope so, but
yeah, no, that's the thing. And I mean, we talk about the ending of this being abrupt. The ending of JP3 is even more abrupt, but that's a conversation for that movie. So
yeah, next time you see us, like I said, we're going through the JP Jurassic saga at this point.
Yeah,
leading up to Rebirth.
So once again, thank you for sitting through and hopefully enjoying the rambling, pointless at times, but always entertaining drivel that comes from myself and my co-host.
Yeah. I mean, so Rich isn't the only person I've ever watched movies with. So this is what Rich and I do when we watch movies.
Well, you mean this not just me? You whore.
I mean, we met a few years ago, but
you slut.
But yeah. Bastard. But the point is this is like normal like movie watching, especially.
Well, yeah, if you watch a movie with a mate or family, you end up talking like this anyway.
And again, well, because this is only the second episode of our show, I want to preface it and like reiterate that Rich and I are usually going to be picking movies that we've seen enough to where we know them and we can talk about them at, whenever we need to. But we're also going to pick movies that we don't, for entertainment purposes, if you find this entertaining at 2 hours and 14 minutes, that we're not going to get lost in the movie and just watch it for 15 and 20 minutes at a time and not actually like talk.
Well, now
So-
that's now certain movies we do that with, but
Yes.
because we are actively aware we're
Like I did
supposed
it
to be-
several times in this movie where I got lost in the scene and was just talking about the scene, and Rich is going, "Matt, shut up. We're trying to do the show."
Come back to us,
like,
Matt.
yeah.
Matt, come back to us. Come back to us.
"Come back.
Don't go into the light.
Don't go, step off the ledge, Matt."
No, jump.
Jump.
Let me push you.
Yeah.
But
We
no,
push
that's the
you.
thing.
We
There,
push
if because we're actively aware this is a show, we are a little trying to talk a bit more. But when we're watching movies normally, there are times when we're both of us are just quiet because
Yeah.
we're focused.
Yeah. And there is going to be times, because like I said, there are movies coming up as the show progresses that we maybe have only seen once or none, but as far as Rich and I are concerned, we're never going to pick a movie that neither one of us haven't seen, because now if you want a true reaction video, that is the time. That is like, holy crap, like that's the way to do it. But doing that for but doing that for 2 hours, I
Yeah.
think I would be exhausted. Like I would be
no.
I like
yeah.
like I watch a lot of reaction videos on YouTube and stuff, but mostly it's like music videos, like new music and stuff like that. They're 4 minutes. It's like the music video is not the actual YouTube video, but it's like I can't imagine doing that for 2 hours. Like reacting and then having to talk about it. I would be like emotionally like spent by the time.
See, that's what that's the sort of thing we can do. We do if we're ever together properly, like in the same room. Because then, if you're feeling emotionally done, I can give you a cuddle.
Oh man, I need a cuddle.
I'm a very good cuddler.
I've seen you cuddle cats.
Yeah. So imagine, the way that tender hold, just imagine that, with you.
The way you grip that cat, just sorry.
I know it's impressive.
Steven Spielberg film.
Not Senor Spielbergo.
Senor Spielbergo. So
yes, that was Jurassic Park 2.
Yes, Jurassic Park 2. Thank you very much, everybody, and we will see you next time.
Bye.